You are listening to Live Your Happy Now, conversations to open up and live an authentic, happy, and fulfilled life. I am your host and happiness coach, Veronica Parker. Thank you for coming back and listening to our show. I am so happy and excited to be here with you today. This episode is short, sweet, and supercharged with glittery energy. How does it get any better than this? So, the title of the show is What Can We Learn in Terms of Receiving from Drag Queens? So, for those of you that English might not be your first language, let me share with you what a drag queen is. So, a drag queen is someone that was born a man that chose to change their sex to become a woman, and they gloriously dress as a woman. So they have beautiful long hair or wigs, gorgeous eyelashes and makeup, and they dress in a very sensual, sexy, and super hot way. Okay. And so let me tell you the story that prompted this episode. Last Friday, we were going out with friends to celebrate my birthday and my husband's birthday, and it ended up being a celebration for all our friends' birthdays that took place in the past month and a half. And so I was in charge of choosing what it was that we were going to be doing. Now, typically for friends that live in a suburb in New Jersey, on a Friday night after you worked all week, everyone is kind of tired. We end up kind of doing the same thing, which is like either going to a bar or going out to dinner to amazing restaurants that are in the area. But for this particular occasion, I was like, you know what? I'm totally feeling the energy that I would love to do something different. So what else is possible for us? So I started Googling, like, what can we do that's different in Philadelphia, which is a city that is only about 25 minutes away from where we live. And some things were coming up that were already in the past. They had already taken place. And one of them was like this burlesque show that had taken place on Halloween. And I was like, oh my God, it would have been so cool to go to that. So then I added the word burlesque to my search, and lo and behold, this event came up for last Friday night, and it was a tribute show to Madonna. I'm sure most of you know who Madonna is. Incredible artist, singer, dancer. She totally shaped, most of our generation. If you grew up in the 80s and even 90s, you totally know who Madonna is, right? Amazing music. And the amazing thing about this is that it was being done in a burlesque kind of way by drag queens. I mean, seriously, how does it get any better than this? So we had it was my husband and I and 10 other people join us. We picked a place in Philly to go have drinks and some appetizers for happy hour before the show. I was like a little bit uptight about it. I don't know if it was me or if I was sensing the energy of some of these friends that we have that maybe are a little more conservative and might have never been in the presence of drag queens, much less be danced around right in front of their faces. Okay. So I wanted to make sure that everyone, had a couple of drinks beforehand, and we had some appetizers so we weren't hungry. And then we headed over to this awesome little club where the show was being held. And I had purchased VIP tickets for all of us so that we would be in the first two rows. So it was 6 girls, ladies, women, and 6 men, all our husbands. None of them are gay or bisexual or definitely not drag queens, at least to our knowledge as of now, although maybe they got turned that night. And we decided to let all the men sit in the front row, and then we sat on the row right behind them. It was a very intimate space, so it wasn't tons of people. We're talking maybe there were like 40, 45 people there, and then there was a large bar and some other people were hanging there. And so here comes the announcer. He was dressed, not totally in drag, because you could tell he was a man, but he had long eyelashes and sparkly makeup. My total favorite. He was so outgoing. He was so engaging. And he was so much fun to listen to. And he was the one that was presenting all the numbers for the women that were coming out and were dressed with different costumes, different hair, different makeup, and they were singing and dancing to different Madonna songs. It was such a hoot, even though in the beginning, I think the guys were a little bit uncomfortable because it was definitely beyond their comfort zone to be able to fully open up and receive what the show was. And for me, it was so much fun to A, see how uncomfortable they were, B, to see all my girlfriends like be there dancing and screaming and clapping and having such a good time. Also seeing everyone trying to figure out, like, are these men, are these women? They had no idea what they were. And for me, I was just opening myself up to receiving it all. And it was awesome to see all the performers be who they are, be as different as they can be. They were willing to receive the judgments. They were willing to receive the adoration. And they were asking for money because you could like tip them, with dollars. You could throw dollars at them or put dollars, like you do with strippers, in their bras or in their, little outfits or whatever. And it was just so cool to see how open they were, how all their barriers were completely down. They were fully expansive and expanded. They were asking for what they wanted and they were willing to receive it all. So what would it take for each and every one of us to be like these drag queens? No matter what your sexual orientation is, no matter what you think about drag queens or not, it's not about that at all, okay? It's just about tapping into the energy of what this was and learning that we too can choose to receive it all if we allow it. What is getting in the way for you of receiving everything that you desire? Okay? What is getting in the way? Are you willing to receiving all, even the judgments? Are you willing to receive it all, even the judgments? As you know, I've been engaged in this program that I launched exactly a week ago, that it's called 21 Days of Receiving Beyond Money. And we are having an amazing time talking about different ways that we can receive, removing all the limitations, all the obstacles, all the challenges that get in the way of us receiving. If you would like to find out more about it, you can go to veronicaparker44.com/receiving beyond money. And I also would like to invite you to a special 30-minute webinar that I'm doing tomorrow, Wednesday, November 13th at 7 p.m. And it is 10 questions. What are 10 questions that you can ask yourself today that will allow you to create a total different day? If you would like to join us for that, check out the notes right here on the podcast or go to veronicaparker44.com/10 questions. As always, I am so grateful for you. What else is possible for you and me and all of us that we did not think was possible? Have an amazing day. Keep on playing, keep on sharing, keep on contributing, and keep on being yourself. Lots of love. Please share this episode with someone, subscribe, and give us 5 stars. Bye-bye.